Oh, so fun.
What's your favorite game at the new Challenger Arcade?
It's hard to pick one.
Yeah.
It's really hard to just pick one.
Sure.
I'll tell you the ones that I play every time I'm in there.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, no matter what, like, a lot of them I don't, I'm interested in the game, but I'm just, I've owned them for so long. So Mortal Kombat 2, I'll always play a match or two until I die. Street Fighter 2.
Oh, yeah.
Championed it Hyper Turbo, so it's the best version in my opinion. Always played those two fighters, and then I always will play Missile Command. I have a real love for, which is a classic, 1980 Atari Missile Command. The game is impossibly challenging, but I love it. That was actually the game that we rebuilt with my arcade club. So it was sitting in my classroom, not the game room, in my classroom, because that's where I held the club, for the year, pretty much, for about half the year. And we repaired it finally. And then my coworker and I would come in every morning a little bit early so we could play a couple rounds of Missile Command. And we got pretty good at it. And so I always fire that up and give that a shot. But
now, is that the one with an airplane? You're obviously right.
No, you've got the bases down at the bottom of the screen.
Okay.
And the missiles are coming in to destroy cities.
I've played that game now. Yeah, yep, ringing a bell. Oh, yeah.
It's got a lot of pop culture references too. Like, it's the game that Eddie Furlong is playing in Terminator 2.
Right.
When he's in the mall, the arcade, he's playing Missile Command.
Yes.
And it's just really iconic, and I love it. I don't know. People say it's the first like apocalyptic game, like end of the world game, because it's all these missiles coming in,
and you're trying to stop the missiles from coming in. Yeah, that's a great game.
Yeah, you got a big 4-inch trackball that you have to roll the cursor around like an old school mouse, basically, and shoot missiles from your bases to intercept these missiles. But that's just, I love it. So.
No, that's great. As we're talking, I think one of my least favorite games of all time is Q*bert. I know not everybody's going to agree with that. What's your least favorite game? Do you have one?
I don't. I could probably name a couple. I get what you're saying about Q*bert. Like, it has the strangest joystick because it's not up, down, left, right. It's all diagonal. It's like an X-axis joystick because of where he is. And that just messed with my head. Like, as a kid, even as an adult, I get a lot of requests for Q*bert. I don't have a Q*bert. Unfortunately. But, man, I'll tell you, Donkey Kong Jr., it's a classic. A game just, like, literally makes me mad sometimes. I mean, I have one in the arcade, and I don't ever play it because it's really hard for me. Like, I might be able to get to the second stage, maybe. It's just vicious. I feel like it's just set out to destroy you. And the first Donkey Kong was really hard too, but I don't know. The Donkey Kong Jr. just makes me mad, so I'm going to say that.
It's all about timing with that game, but I've never liked that game. I always liked the older Donkey Kongs for 64 and on. I thought those were all really, really clever. Country was the best. Yep.
Yeah, those are cool. Donkey Kong Jr., though, Mario's the bad guy. That's a little weird.
It is weird.
He's got Donkey Kong all captured, and he's, like, throwing those little electric snake thing. I don't even know what they are. Mario's all evil, and then whatever.
You probably love the Wreck-It Ralph movies, am I right?
That's so funny you asked me that, because I just 2 nights ago watched the second one again. Yeah, I really love the first one.
Me too.
I really love the first one. There's so many little Easter eggs.
Yes.
Arcade games. And it's pretty accurate. Like, I love all the shots of inside of the arcade where they're housed or whatever, because he's got all these real cabinets and they look legit. Like, they're the correct shape and everything. The control panel's all correct. Those were great movies, man.
Yeah. The imaginary behind the scenes of what's going on with all the video game characters. I like when he's sitting down and he's dealing with his anger management class in the very beginning. And all those evil guys are sitting around talking. And Yeah, it's good. Good.
You got Zangief sitting there, Bison, Street Fighter.
Bad is good. Bad to be bad is good, right?
Right. I am bad, and that is good.
Do you hold any high records on your New Challenger arcade games?
Like on my machines, sure.
Yeah.
But nothing like, right.
Yeah, but on your machines, I'm sure you do, right? You have to have your name up there. Those 3 initials.
Well, before I opened, I had them on all of them,
Right.
And it was kind of neat. Like, who's gonna beat my Centipede score, That is one thing, like, with the old games, when I'm going through them, I like to, because normally, I mean, you might not know this, but, like, those old machines, you turn them off, they lose the scores. They don't save those scores. So the next day, it's cleared. But they make kits that you can actually add that will save the high score. And so I try to add one of those kits to as many games as I possibly can, because that makes it that much more of an incentive to try to beat a score and know that it's going to stay there and your initials are going to stay there. No, I don't have that many more still. Like, okay, I had a decent Miss Pac-Man.
Right.
I don't even know what it was. To be honest, I don't know. Maybe 90,000, and that's probably not decent. There's probably people watching this like
90,000.
And I opened the arcade, and it held for a little bit. And then all of a sudden, I think it was the second night I opened, this guy came in, David Parks is his name. And, no, I'm sorry, David Race. There were two Davids that annihilated this Pac-Man score. So David Race came in first. And my wife was actually in the arcade, and she's like, you got to get in here. This guy has not stepped away from this machine. He's got a camera set up. I'm like, what? I get in there. He got it over 1 million. He had like 1.2 million or something. Just insane. And I didn't even think it could be done. Apparently, he's some really well-known Pac-Man player.
Wow.
And he's known as like the speed Pac-Man player, but really nice guy too, by the way. And then about a week later, a guy drove up from Kentucky, and this is David Parks, I can't remember. Another great guy, and his brother is also really good at his retro games, and he beat his score. So if you look at the machine, it just has these insane scores that will never be beat. I mean, I don't know how.
Hey, that's legendary, and you're obviously, you're making an impact on these players,
I guess, yeah. I mean, I think that second David Park, he just saw that and he was like, I got to beat it. So drove up to my little arcade just to put up the score. But as far as like other scores, I think just about all of mine got wiped out. Asteroids, somebody's beaten that. Missile Command, I'll come back to that. That's a sore topic. Tron, I was pretty proud of my Tron score. It was 31,000. And a customer, and I don't know who it is, and if they're watching this, I'd love to know your techniques, keeps beating me. And I'll play it and try to get that score back, and then he'll beat me again, or she'll beat me again. Let's see. Centipede got annihilated, just annihilated. The thing about Mike's Bike Park is there's a lot of band practice space. There's a recording studio down the hall. It's like a really kind of a live environment.
That's neat.
And a band member, Andrew Humphreys, great guy. He's in a band called Abertooth Lincoln.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
Fantastic band. I mean, they're just incredible. But he would always slip into the arcade and play Centipede. The guy is amazing at Centipede, and he just got more than double my score. So, yeah, I mean, it's been a humbling experience. I'm like, I'm not that good at games. Yeah.
Well, you know what I read from this, though, is that you're not the only person that likes these older vintage arcade games.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, people love these. They're classics.
It's like vinyl records. They're coming back.
Come on. I mean, everybody loves them. So
yeah.
And I try to have something for everybody. I personally like the fighters. So if you come to my place, you're going to see a lot of different fighters. Mortal Kombats and Street Fighters and Tekkens and all that stuff.
Tekken was the other one, right? Yeah.
Pinball. I also really love the classics. But, I try to have, just a little something for everybody, that everybody can get into.
What's the next arcade machine you're looking to get? I know you're always hunting. Is there anything come to mind?
Well, I don't know. Burger Time is like my holy grail, I guess. I really, because I love the cabinet. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's got the chef, I forget his name, Pete or something, on the side. It's just a beautiful cabinet. Like I said, I have this Dig Dug in here. I got to get that into the arcade. I don't know what I would be eyeballing next. I'm always looking.
Do you have a golf game? A lot of people like a Golden Tee, I think is what it's called.
You know what? I had a Golden Tee. Golden Tee 2005 or 2006. I can't remember which one. And I actually didn't keep it because what I was going for was only stuff from the 80s and 90s.
Okay.
Only from the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
So that kind of ruled out, like Dance Dance Revolution and Golden Tee. Like, it just, for me, when I was a kid, I don't remember seeing a Golden Tee in an arcade. So I kind of wanted to go for, like, that real, authentic retro vibe. So nothing against Golden Tee. It's a great game and people love it. But it's a beast. It'll take up a lot of floor space, and I don't know, it just kind of brings a different vibe to the arcade. So, and I'm big time, like, I'm really all about the vibe of that place because it's not the biggest place. I don't have the most games that you could. I have about 30 in there.
I was going to ask you how many. That's a lot. 30's quite a bit.
Something like that. I don't know. I'm always counting, trying to see, but
hey, it's over 2 dozen.
It's more about the vibe for me. Like, that was, the music and the lighting and the colors. That was important. I don't know. That was more important than necessarily having, hit new titles and all that.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather have those old ones.
My son really likes those old games. He comes up to me all the time and says, I love playing those old games. Galaga is one of them he really enjoys. But Pac-Man, of course. He told me, actually, a couple days ago that the Pac-Man character was created by them having pizza, the creator, and then taking one slice out, and he said, I'm going to make a game out of this shape. And that's where it started. That's
the story behind that. And actually, I don't know if you and your boys have watched that Netflix documentary series that just came out.
High Score, right? I think he's watching it right now. That's probably where he learned it from.
You should check it out too. They talk a lot about Missile Command in that first episode, the game I was telling you about. But
okay.
Yeah, that's kind of the story behind that. And there's all sorts of neat little stories about that, like Miss Pac-Man, one of the most popular games, literally one of the in the top 10 best-selling arcade games, inside like the top 3, I think. But that was not even created by the game developer. That was a hack that someone did on Pac-Man to make it more challenging, to make the mazes change, to make the ghosts more random, and changed a little bit of the sounds. Basically made a better game.
Yeah.
But that was done just from people hacking the software.
Hey, there's great progression when there's a struggle. Hacking and struggle created a better game. That's really neat. I like that. Well, it's been a lot of fun talking to you, Matt. New Challenger Arcade, is in Dayton, Ohio. Go check them out. $55, correct?
Yep. Trying to keep it super affordable.
How long is that again?
$55 for 2 hours. $55 for up to 8 people.
Yep.
And I always get a lot of questions like, so is that $55 per person? It's like, no, it's $55 for the whole group, and you don't have to pay coins into the games. They're all free play. So
right.
I'm just trying to, keep it affordable so families could go out, at a time when it's a little weird. It'd be 2 hours to be less than what you would pay to go to a movie,
Yeah. Well, you're a great citizen for putting that together for people in the Dayton community, so I really appreciate it. I can't wait to go in there and play The Simpsons, man. I'm going to go in there not only for that, but to maybe try to demolish some of your high scores.
Hey, man, that would be great. I would love to see you in there.
Awesome.
Have your initials forever embossed on some title screen of some game.
JEC. That's what you'll find. That's what you'll see. Well, hey,
Do it up.
It was good talking to you, and we'll hear from you soon.
Very good to talk to you, brother.
All right, take care.
Take care, Jeff. Later.
Bye.